You know, at first I wanted to talk about some Easter-themed horror movies, but I didn't get very far with that. Then for a while I thought about looking at that Easter movie Hop from 2011, but ultimately decided not to do it because I really don't like Russell Brand. Even before he became a grifting nutcase, he never appealed to me. So, I decided we're going to be talking about Baby Huey's Great Easter Adventure. Returning to the well of Harvey Entertainment, the same people behind old childhood faces like Casper and Richie Rich, we now look at the late 90s straight-to-video holiday film made for yet another one of their characters, Baby Huey. Initially appearing in the 1950s short Quack-a-Doodle-Doo, Huey's whole characterization comes down to being a baby duck who's surprisingly big, stronger than he looks, and just as clumsy. Since then, the character has appeared in a variety of different cartoon shorts and comics, as well as his own TV show in 1994. Similar to other Harvey-owned characters, he's bounced around from studio to studio while still being under the thumb of Harvey's ownership. So jump forward to the end of the 90s, this movie was made to cash in on the character as a part of a 12-picture contract that Harvey had, amongst other straight-to-video films starring Casper and even a straight-to-video Richie Rich Christmas special. But unlike the Casper movies I've talked about, the thing that really made me curious to check this movie out were the names attached to this thing. The director is the late great Stephen Furst, better known as Flounder from National Lampoon's Animal House, who also does the voice of the title character. Joined by Joe Bologna, Harvey Korman, David Leisure from that sitcom Empty Nest, Marsha Brady herself, Maureen McCormick, and David Lander, better known as Squiggy from Laverne and Shirley. Huh. Well, with a lineup like that, what could possibly go wrong? Don't answer that. This is Baby Huey's Great Easter Adventure.
1 plus 1 is 2.
Exciting. Bernie here is trying to show off tricks to his boss, PT. Needless to say, basic math a good magic trick does not make, and he is none too pleased with him.
How can you do this to me? You bring this to the greatest showman in Las Vegas history? This is what you bring to the man who stunned audiences with a horse that could play the Star-Spangled Banner on the saxophone? This is what you bring me! You bring this!
Well, at least Joseph Bologna knew the assignment going into this movie. Cut to an elementary school where kids are doing Easter festivities. Here we meet our main kid character, Nick. He walks home later that day, and a truck rolling by accidentally loses its cargo, a giant egg. It begins to hatch, but before we can see the creature inside, we cut to Nick's parents. They're your typical suburbanite sitcom-style parents, straight out of the 50s, even though this was made in 1999. And Nick introduces his new friend to them. What, he befriended the T-Rex from Jurassic Park? Before they can show him, we abruptly cut to the local baseball team. The team doesn't seem to be doing too well, so they bring in the new kid, and it's here where we finally see the title character. Blah, blah, blah. Huey is really good at baseball and he hits a home run. Surprisingly, though, this whole baseball thing does not go anywhere in the plot. Wait a minute. Is that John Vernon? The dean from Animal House and that one cop guy from Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Jenny, you won't believe this. They got a giant duck playing baseball over at the field.
Wait, whoa, hold on now. Is that Roger Bumpus, the voice actor for Squidward on SpongeBob? Fun fact, even though Stephen Furst did Huey's voice, Roger Bumpus is the man in the Baby Huey suit. That is pretty hilarious. Anyway, Nick wants Huey to be his adoptive brother because he feels safer around him. I get Huey's pretty strong despite his age, but he's also pretty clumsy, so you better be careful around him, kid.
I've always wanted a brother. I mean, he'll be part of the family.
Can I call your folks Mom and Dad?
Okay, this is getting a little bit weird, okay? Let's just move on to the next scene. Next up is the obligatory scary thing in the town that will definitely come back in the movie's third act. In this case, it's Dead Man's Gulch, a giant canyon that allegedly no one can make it out of.
That's what we're gonna call you! Huey! Baby Huey!
I like it. I like it.
Huey, yes!
Baby Huey. Ah.
Oh, this town's going to be rubble in a matter of hours. After another failed animal-themed magic trick from Bernie, him and his boss catch wind of the giant duck baby roaming around town. Naturally, Huey turns a few heads. Things break and people fall over. I hope you're ready for more of that. There's a lot of it in this movie. After more shenanigans with people being shocked by the giant Duckman baby strolling around town, not assuming that it could just be a guy in a costume, they establish it's the town's 100th Easter egg hunt coming up soon. But for now, Huey is getting acquainted with the other youths in the town. Namely, this girl who threw the pitch at him, Audrey. It seems the kids are perfectly fine with Huey's presence, but it seems the adults are confused and angered by him being around. Because of course, the adults must fear what they don't understand.
Can I have a friend like that?
Not in a million years. It's too dangerous. Oh, there's no telling what he might do.
Oh, just wait until this town discovers video games. Then they'll have a totally new scapegoat they can use to excuse bad parenting. Hell, this lady will probably have a heart attack when she finds out what Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter is. But we'll see more of this subplot later. For now, we have other subplots competing for screen time, like the evil PT encountering Huey while in his limo. Or what about this German animal expert explorer man, played by Harvey Korman, who sets his sights on the giant talking baby duck man. And while this movie wastes Harvey Korman's comedic talents, it's still somehow more dignified than being a three-armed Julia Childs alien in the Star Wars Holiday Special. The two make it home, and Nick tells his parents he wants to keep Huey. It results in a montage of them trying to figure out what he eats. Yeah, that just kind of happens. It's not really that funny.
You're supposed to hit me back.
Oh.
Oops.
Uh-oh, time for some more wacky shenanigans as Huey tries to get into the bunk bed. Oh no, he's too heavy for the ladder in the top bunk. Whoa!
You're crazy to have this duck living in your house. He's too big, too strong. He belongs with his own, whatever they are. It's a well-known fact that ducks are dumb animals.
Oh, let me guess. She's the kind of lady to say something like that and then immediately mention that she has one or two duck friends on Facebook, so there's no way she can have any kind of prejudice against them. Man, there's probably some video essayist out there that's calling this clever social commentary and ahead of its time. And then some grift channel out there responding to it saying this movie was the beginning of the woke mind virus or some stupid crap. After a montage of the lady gabbing with the other out-of-touch adults in town, rumors about Huey start to spread like crazy. Meanwhile, PT and Bernie are still trying to get their hands on him, take him to Vegas and turn him into a star attraction. And even though they consider Huey's penchant for breaking things, he still thinks it'll be worth having a giant talking duck around. But Bernie mentions that Huey might not want to work for them.
My friend, I've been looking for you. I want to make you an offer you can't refuse.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
But because Huey has the mentality of a child and doesn't understand these things, he turns down the offer. But PT is not taking no for an answer, as him and Bernie plot to do something by the time of the Easter egg hunt. And it seems Professor Harvey Korman is plotting the same exact thing.
Ooh, lots of kids. Ooh, lots of fun.
Next joke. Let's move on to the next joke. Nick goes to school and leaves Huey up to his own devices. He messes around the playground for a bit, ultimately breaking a swing and landing in front of Principal Wormer.
What are you doing out here? Get back into school.
No, Principal, no. For the love of God, don't do that, okay? Do not let him around the children. You don't want to know what's going to happen next. Great. There it is. More of that. More unfunny slapstick. Thanks, Principal. I hope you're proud. While painting some Easter eggs, Bernie manages to sneak in and take some of Huey's feathers. And then Huey manages to get some of the other kids on his side as he joins them for their music class, teaching them a new and hip dance called the Duck Dance.
Do the duck dance, duck dance. Doing the duck dance.
no, okay? If we're gonna let this scene continue, I'm adding this music over it. Much better.
Is the whole world gone mad?
Okay, for what it's worth, that line and this one that follows it,
Round and clumsy. There's no way to go through life, son.
those are both genuinely funny. So what doesn't make sense is the principal making Nick split the bill just because Huey lives with him. Especially considering the principal is the one that let Huey into the school in the first place. You've seen this duck in action, you really should have known better than to do that, guy. Meanwhile, Professor Harvey Korman, who I guess works at the school, asks Huey if he'd like to become showcased in Washington, D.C. Once again, Huey turns down the offer, and just as the professor is about to inject him and knock him out, Huey sneaks the needle off of him, and while he's on the phone, ends up dropping it on his ass, knocking him out in the process. Eventually, the two villains meet up to tell each other off and to stay away from Huey because he's theirs for the taking. The parents wonder if they can continue to take care of Huey once they see the bill. But no time for that. Here's some more lame-ass antics with these lame-ass ass clowns. Harvey Korman pretends to be Huey's mother, and that clearly doesn't work.
You're not my mama!
Well, I guess if anything, they remembered that running gag from the original cartoons. And the next day, Bernie and PT plot to steal the Easter eggs and frame Huey, planting some of his feathers at the scene of the crime. And because this movie decided to become a musical halfway through, we get an obligatory villain song.
Phineas T. and sake, and nobody tells me no. Phineas T. and sake, I'm bigger than the show.
The next day, it seems that eggs have gone missing, and the adults all jump to the conclusion that it must have been Huey. Even when the kids stick up for him, it seems the adults have made up their mind. Even Nick's parents join in, and it seems Huey has got to go.
He's a thief and a bully, and he has a weight problem.
You cannot tell me that this woman did not go on to create some kind of Mothers Against Duck People Facebook page. But shortly after Huey leaves, Nick's parents have a change of heart and immediately tell off the other adults, as in their own words, looking like us is overrated. But too little too late, as Huey is already leaving town. This results in another song.
I don't belong anywhere. I'm all by myself. And will anybody out there be my friend? Take my hand.
You know, I would say this is total whiplash, but I've seen worse examples of it. I mean, Purple People Eater was way worse in that department. But still, this movie has a really weird tendency to go from annoyingly cheery and upbeat with the crappy slapstick to incredibly depressing and sad with scenes like this. While PT and Bernie decide to hide the eggs at Dead Man's Gulch, yeah, remember that place? Audrey finds Huey and tells him the town wants him back. Even that bitchy lady from earlier apologizes. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, forced redemption arcs, don't you just love them? I mean, I'm not personally a fan of them, but still, don't you just love them? Alright, let's wrap this thing up. It seems Nick went to get the eggs at Dead Man's Gulch and is now clinging onto a branch for dear life. And of course, they laid the eggs there instead of dumping them off like they said earlier, because then the movie wouldn't have a climax. Ooh. Ew.
Oh well, he's dead.
Yeah, what he said. Huey and Audrey manage to get this guy with a crane to help them out. Huey manages to rescue Nick, who in turn saves the eggs, and they even rescue Harvey Korman. So while everyone seems happy, PT is pissed to see the eggs have returned.
I thought I told you to dump those eggs off the cliff.
Well, I was gonna dump them and everything, but then when I saw how pretty they were, I just decided to lower them gently.
In a fit of rage, PT tells Bernie to run over Huey, but he swerves at the last minute, which doesn't really matter since Huey still gets knocked out. There's a moment where you think Huey's dead, but of course he's fine. The Easter egg hunt goes off without a hitch, the villains are arrested, and Huey manages to find a giant egg like the one he hatched from.
From the first time we saw you, it was such a surprise.
Wait, what? You establish a giant egg and possibly throw in some sequel bait there, and you don't even show us what's in that thing? Well, screw you too, movie. So that was Baby Huey's Great Easter Adventure. Do I even really need to say anything? The plot is weird. The fact that it's an Easter movie feels like an afterthought. The characters are archetypes, the humor is incredibly forced, and the production is about what you'd expect from a straight-to-video venture. I'd honestly put this between the Casper movies and the Purple People Eater movie I looked at. It's not as funny bad as the latter, but it's a little better than the former, even though that's not really saying much. If anything, I'm just still amazed that people from National Lampoon had a hand in this. I guess if anything, it's better than some of National Lampoon's later output. But again, that's not really saying much now, is it? If you ask me, I will stick with good duck movies like Howard the Duck, thank you very much. Okay, I take that back. Howard the Duck's not a very good movie, but it's a more interesting bad movie than this was. Until next time, I'm the Media Wiz, because one art form wasn't enough.
Step into my car.
Oh, I get it. I'm supposed to get in your car and let you put your finger inside me. Then if I go down on you, I get a movie part.
No, I just want to show you something.